Did I hit the button?
Hello.
I think I
I
hit
don't
the
know, did
button.
you?
Did I hit the button?
Yes.
I
Yes, you
did!
did.
Well, excellent. Good.
Proud
Hi,
of you.
everyone. Welcome to That's Pretty Crafty, where we make mistakes, is what we do. We make mistakes, and that's fine because that's
Let's be
who
let's
we
be
are.
honest. We don't make mistakes. I make mistakes.
I mean,
Danny, I don't think you have ever rolled up on this podcast and was like, I don't have anything.
I
Or
mean,
podcast show, whatever
whatever
we
we're
do here.
doing, I don't know.
You, Miss Ma'am,
Miss Ma'am.
has have everything.
Well, no, but I have some shit today.
You have most things in your house. Like
Well, that is true. I
you
do have
you
a
are
lot of shit in my
you,
house.
that's what I meant. That's
But no, I have a
what I meant.
lot of stuff, a lot of
Don't don't
options.
don't put words in my mouth. Yeah. It's very fun when Danny's like, "Ooh, let's do this craft," and I'm like, "I don't own that." But
Oh, which reminds me, I do have some things sitting on my desk here. Quick little pop up there. I'm not going to show you in detail yet, but I brought them down so I can show you because my Joann's had stuff on sale 40% off and it's Halloweeny cute little things. And I'm thinking we've got Halloween coming up and maybe we just want a random Halloweenish project regardless of what we're working on. And this is a pumpkin car with a cat driving it. So, you know, exactly. It's a kit for
okay,
ages 6 and up, and we're older than 6, so we can do it. It doesn't involve a knife, so I can do it.
listen, seriously, real talk. Can I go back to being 6?
Oh, please.
Because like this
Aw.
week has been hell.
Aw.
Hello, twin
Oh,
tail fox.
hi!
Who the hell is this? I've never seen them before in my life.
It is someone that I know. I'm sure.
Oh, hello.
Sorry,
I know that
my
was very aggressive. Welcome to the show where DB is very aggressive.
DB's having a day. We're here, which is fantastic.
I'm so sorry, twin. So sorry.
Oh.
That was a great reaction.
We're a little punch drunk.
Sometimes I
Little
forget
little
that my
punchy.
mic picks up things when I'm only wanting to whisper to Danny.
Oh, and also you have a camera rolling that catches your face.
DB is aggressive with the names. If she will actually say her name.
I mean, she is happy to say your name, just not your screen name, and that's okay.
Yeah, Greg. Greg.
I'll say Knitting Daddy.
He thinks it's more fun. Well, I'm on it. It's literally one person's name that I won't say. Anyway, welcome in, twin. I hope you're having a great day. I'm still what is the project that you were like, what is it?
Um, it's a wood car paint kit. Should I give it away? I'll show everyone.
My day is going all right. Hello, Danny's mom.
Hi, Mom!
Oh.
So, yeah, it's a little pumpkin car with a cat driving it. It's nothing fancy, but it's something that we could whip up while talking about other stuff.
Oh my god,
And it's
hello,
Halloween.
Ren.
Oh my
Holy
gosh,
shit,
everyone's
everybody
here
is
today.
here.
And I think
Hello.
Tanya was planning to show up too.
She's always late though, so
Or she's lurking.
I'm such a bitch. Welcome to
I
the
love having all
show.
of our friends here.
Peebles is a bitch.
Aw.
Ren in the house. Yeah.
Well, now that we've maybe got some of this out of our system, should we talk about what we've been making?
Yes.
Yes.
Cue Danny nodding as
Yes.
yes,
We're going to talk
Deebles,
about
do
things
the
we're making.
thing. Yes.
What have you been making, DB?
I never go first. What is
I
happening?
know. Okay, fine.
No. You started this.
I did start it. You're going to finish it.
Oh, there's dice in this bag. I made this. I made this dice bag.
Nice.
That's like 1 in a billion. I kind of think I made the I cord a little too short.
Oh.
But that's okay, because no one's getting this bag. This is specifically, I don't know, to sit in my house forever, and no one will ever see it except right now. Here it is. Um, and then dice in a dice bag. Ren, listen. I have been drawing. I don't get to show my drawings off here because they're all on an iPad, so.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of a challenge. It's fine.
So, is DB doing art? Is DB not doing art? The world may never know. I love you too, Ren. And then I'm working on the Never-Ending Scarf.
Yes, that's an important project to be working on.
Because I need to get it out of this goddamn bag. But
Okay.
the problem is I found out that this bag had these little holes.
Oh no! So you've got your yarn threaded through the hole, so you have to finish that yarn before you can take the project out. Or unwind the whole yarn.
Ugh.
Yeah, no, just finish the stripe.
I have until next Wednesday to get that done. I don't work a job now that I can knit through very often because I'm in meetings and people will see my hands and they'll be like,
"What you doing?
What you doing?" Except I do have a staff meeting tomorrow, so don't tell my boss.
I won't say a word.
I
knit through all sorts of stuff. It's fine.
Yeah. What else? So you'll be proud of me, Danny. I don't think I've told you this yet. There will no longer be Sharpies whenever we color things.
Oh, you're not going to poison your brain anymore? Did you get Ohuhus?
I did. Yeah. I got one of their smaller ones. And I started testing them out.
And they're fantastic, aren't they?
Yeah, I started doing the color swatching. I'm a little... Listen, apparently I don't stay in the lines.
Oh, that's fine. Alcohol ink sort of bleeds under anyways.
So. Also, I fucked up and swatched the wrong colors on the wrong spot, so I had to mark them out and fucking write them in like an idiot.
Oops.
Ugh.
It's okay. But it's just a swatch.
Yeah. So I started swatching those. I haven't finished swatching them yet. They're in my bedroom. But I will no longer be in my head with, I guess, getting high off Sharpie. Honestly, the Sharpie high will still happen occasionally because, listen, I lose shit.
I mean, yeah, that does happen.
Yeah. What else have I been working on?
Have you been streaming stuff?
Oh, always. I'm always streaming. Sorry, we're having like hiccups tonight too. Yeah, video games mostly. We're gonna finish Final Fantasy VII Remake this weekend. I'm actually able to sit in my office back in this room instead of in my recliner like I was. Was it last time? It was last time. Has it really been 2 weeks? Damn.
3. Because
3 weeks. Okay.
I matched badly.
Yes, 3 weeks. When we made, oh hey look, it's the head. Head. Since we made those things, and now I don't know. Also we got a Cthulhu drawing from me because of that.
I love it.
Not the Cthulhu drawing you asked for, but the Cthulhu drawing you got.
Not the one we asked for, but the one we deserve.
Apparently, yes. Y'all have to join, apparently, the fucking Quest and Chaos Discord to see that kind of shit from me. I don't post it anywhere else.
That's fine. We all have our secret places. It's fine. It's cool. It's cool.
My shame corner.
Your fan corner.
Oh, God.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what I've been working on. What have you been working on, Danny?
I have been busting my ass on this shawl, which still doesn't...
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm on the last section before the ruffles. Oh, I'm showing you the wrong side. Not that you can necessarily tell.
Danny.
What?
You literally just started this bitch.
Like 3 weeks ago?
You literally just started this bitch.
Well, I pulled it out twice.
Danny, do you know what happens if I pull out a project twice?
It goes in the bin. Okay. But I feel like I've been working on it forever because I've been fairly well, I I finished the testnet that I was doing, and I will be putting pictures of that up on my Instagram in like 2 days when the test is over.
Right.
So you can follow me on the Insta if you want to see what the tube top thing looks like.
It really is the hey for me.
I just
I'm gonna
go ahead.
yeah. No, I'm sorry. I almost started an Insta specifically for my weird art.
Oh, see, that's the way to do it. To
Not
like
attached,
cordon it off.
not attached to anything else that I do.
Yep.
I don't think I'm going to because I don't need like I already get fucked up messages from Instagram. I don't need more fucked up messages from Instagram.
Messages?
Yes.
Like DMs?
Yes.
Oh, see, I just don't look at those.
Um
I have like my friends, the people you know, and then there's that everything else goes into requests, and it's got a number by it, and I just ignore it. I'm like,
Danny,
I don't follow you. I don't give a shit.
Someday you're gonna have to let me go through them.
Okay.
But we'll record it so that I can really just fuck with those people.
Oh.
My favorite thing that I get is, "Hey, do you need a sugar baby?" or "Do you need a sugar daddy?" And I'm like, "No."
I don't.
Listen,
Yeah, no.
listen. Also, I'm an expensive sugar baby. If you're gonna be my sugar daddy, you better be paying me more than what my fucking salary job pays me.
Yes. Because otherwise, you're just a sugar weirdo, and we don't need sugar weirdos.
Yeah. Do you need it? I don't, Greg.
Oh, everyone needs a knitting daddy.
Unless you want to make me the striped sweater of my dreams.
I mean, that might be what a knitting daddy does.
One specific thing I want, but I am so worried about like how like because I see them online and I'm like, I want that. But they're oversized. But they're oversized for people who are much smaller than I am. So is it just regular like sweater sized on me, you know? I know Danny is your knitting auntie.
I guess it's better than knitting mama? That sounds weird.
Yeah, don't ever call me mama. I will be the best dad you ever had though. Do not call me mom.
All right.
Gross. That sounded weird in my head. That's why.
Yeah. Yep, knitting auntie works.
But yeah, so like I get some of those and my messages always start out with no thank you. And if they keep persisting, also the other thing, they're like, I don't really want anything. I just need somebody to listen to me. If you are just wanting to talk and you want to pay somebody to talk at them, go to a therapist.
Yes. Pay a professional.
I have my own mental bullshit. Also, my favorite thing is I just want to like take care of you and financially support you. And I'm like, listen, if that's the case, I will give you the link to my student loans and my credit card debt.
Yeah, you can pay these things off. Yeah, no.
Pay those off and then we'll talk.
Yeah. Right. So I did the tank top, the tube top, which I'm probably, well, I was thinking about sending it to my sister, but I might let Ren have first dibs.
Ren's getting a tank top.
I'll send pictures and they can decide. And then the and then the shawl that I'm working on. I'd already finished and sent the scarf, right? I told you about the red scarf that I did for Josh.
We talked about it in DMs.
Okay. Well, I finished a scarf and sent it to a friend, and he took a picture that demonstrated to me that he is the most knitworthy person I have met aside from Ren.
Aw,
So I'm like, okay, I'll make you more stuff. That's cool. That's
that's
if
amazing.
if you react the way those two react to things that I make you, then I will keep making you things forever.
I'm a terrible friend.
What do you mean?
I'm a terrible friend. I didn't send you a picture of me wearing the thing you made me, and now I don't get things. I'm a terrible friend.
No, but you smiled and lit up because it was in person.
You're right.
Yeah. So it was fine. It was in person. Just like the stuff that I've given to Ren, half of it's been in person. So I don't need
So
like
funny because I always forget that you gave that to me in person because we were like
we were busy. We had a
we were
lot of shit
busy and
going on.
drunk.
Yeah, that too. The other thing that I did was because I knew we were going to be working on cross stitch today, I picked up my last cross stitch pattern that I had stopped because I ran out of, or the store didn't have the yellow color I needed for Buttercup's hair for the Princess Bride one. So I was like, I'll just skip it. And then I picked it up because I'm like, I wanted to use my thing, the holder.
Danny,
Yes.
sweet summer child.
Yes.
Princess Bride wasn't the last one.
No, but that's the last one that is unfinished.
Oh,
Yeah. The one that's still sitting because I didn't have the
that
yellow.
one.
So I was like, I don't need to. I'll just do. Well, I picked it back up. I still didn't have the yellow, but I've got all of Buttercup except her hair, all of Wesley except his hair and his eyes, and the beginning of Fezzik. And I'm so excited with them. They're going to be so cute. And when I picked up the stuff for today, I picked up the yellow for their hair. So we're gonna keep powering through this one. I'm gonna get it done.
That's so funny
because it has all
like
of them, and then it says "as you wish," and I love it.
yeah. I don't know what I was gonna say. Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Brain gone.
Brain sleepy.
As you wish. I love that movie. I need to watch it again
All the
soon.
time.
Soon.
Can I put stuff so it's not in the way? And move the scissors first so I don't.
I really wish I knew
accidentally
what
cut
I was gonna
anything.
say. Speaking, we need to hang out again.
Yeah, we do. We have plans eventually.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We are gonna be in person very soon. Soon. Oh yeah, that's the trip where everyone was like, "Can we all just pretend to be you for a meeting?" No. No.
Yes.
No.
We're gonna log into DB's work and all take turns being DB.
I'm telling you right now, the first thing that you have to do if you are going to pretend to be me at work is start crying.
Oh, I can do that.
Perfect. 2 breakdowns later, and here we are.
Sweet. So, what are we doing today?
Well, as per nobody's surprised. Deebles has fucked up. Deebles
Mistakes were made.
has royally messed around. You know, I've known what we're doing for 3 weeks. I've known. And do you think I would have looked at my stash and been like, yes, I have the right amount of stuff for this? Also, I might. My stash might be just hiding from me.
I mean, that's always a possibility.
Yeah. But I forgot to pick up the fancy hole.
The Ada cloth.
Thank you. I don't have any Ada cloth right now. So I will be knitting while Danny cross stitches, and then I will be making another cross stitch because we're sending it to Cast Party. We're talking about Cast Party today. Yep, segues. They're not good ones. They're kind of like
just
bounce.
Exist.
Yeah. Anyway, we're talking about Cast Party while Danny does a cross stitch, and oh my god, can you believe it? This show has its first friend of the show.
Friend of the show. So we are cross stitching patterns from White Raven Patterns on Etsy, and holy crap, they have so much stuff. So much stuff.
They were so nice.
So if you use the code Majestic Goose at checkout today or tomorrow, she said it's good for the 22nd and 23rd. You get 50% off any pattern or pattern set. It does not include kits, But she does
No.
also have kits that have like the pattern and the cloth and the floss and everything.
Some really cool sets or
But
kits, I mean.
she's got so many like D&D themed ones and just general
Yep.
fantasy themed ones
Yep.
and general geekery ones. I love it so much. So
Yep.
the one I'm doing says I use my bonus action to cry,
Oh
and it's got
God,
a
every
natural
day.
one. And DB picked one out, but won't be doing it today, and that's okay. Sad panda.
I really could just have tears right now. It could happen.
Aww.
Yeah, DB is doing one. Everyone knows crafting is or crying is a free action. It's true.
Very true.
So yeah, the one I'm doing is the DM one, and it has a dragon and it has a castle, and I picked out the colors. It's not the same colors that's on the pattern. No, 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 because DB has too much thread to fucking buy more.
I also have a ton of thread, but I bought more anyway because I wanted different colors.
Oh, that's fair. But I have like a full rainbow of embroidery floss.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot. And Danny told me what color the DM likes, and that's what I'm gonna do. Where he's gonna have purple fucking castle.
Yay!
Jesus Christ. Every now and then you can actually see me start to short circuit when I'm talking because I'm automatically freeze. It kind of looks like my camera went out, and then I start moving again.
I'm just counting. Give me a second.
You're fine. You count away, honey. But yes, the White Raven patterns has amazing patterns. You all should check it out. You should definitely get the one. In my defense, I was left unsupervised. There is some on there that I want to make for Ren specifically.
Yep. There's also one that I want to make for Knitting Daddy specifically.
You can say his government name.
Yep, I know I can, but it's more fun to taunt you. But
I don't know if it's taunting if I'm the only one. I definitely glanced at the chat to see if Knitting was going to say something about damn numbers. He did.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But
because he knows all the numbers.
He does know. There are patterns. Yes, Ren. There are a lot of things that I saw and I'm like, oh, I think Ren would like this and I'd like to make it for you because but I'm a bad friend, so you'll get it 6 years from now.
Friend.
I'm a slow friend.
You're a slow crafter. There's a difference.
And editor and
potato.
Also, I'm just with just how this week has been, and it's only Tuesday.
It's okay. It's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. Oh, I'm wearing my cast party shirt.
I really like that.
Yeah, it's their OG design. I think they've switched up their logo since then. I started listening to them when Ginny D was a special guest, which was episode 11.
That's cool.
She had mentioned it on one of her streams or something. And so I'm like, well, this sounds kind of cool. I want to check this out. And I went back and started listening to them so that by the time the second episode with her was live, I was caught up. So
yeah, I started listening 3 weeks ago. I was supposed to listen technically a year ago. I did. Okay, hold up. In my defense, I did listen to an episode a year ago. But I have stopped listening to D&D podcasts.
Because there's so many of them.
Exactly. Yeah. And I play in so many games that I get burned out. And I know that that's not fair to people. Like, that's not fair to them.
Yeah.
But also, I don't personally know them.
Right.
Thank God. I know that you do.
Sort of.
Because,
like,
well, you
I've
made
interacted
things
with
for
them
though,
directly.
Right?
Well, yeah, and when we were trying to set things up for GooseCon, I was back and forth with them. So,
yes,
like, I've had not just fan contact.
Right. You've had profesh contact.
Professional contact.
They seem
That sounds almost inappropriate. Professional contact. That's okay.
Professional.
Anyway, hi mom. Let's remember my mom's in the chat today.
She knows how I am. She's used to it. But no, that sounded like a story. What story?
Nothing. We have no stories ever. It's fine.
Never. We don't play Dungeons and Dragons. We don't run podcasts. We don't have stories. Danny and I definitely don't write things either. No stories in this place.
Absolutely not. We don't write stories and send them to Ren for story time. Nope.
Have you already done that? Mm-hmm. Wait, which one?
Oh, Ren gets lots of story times from me. It's fine.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of story time with Silas.
Oh, no. I'm still working on those.
If you don't tell the story, it's fine. I'll make up the story in my head. Do it, coward. You won't.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of story. We tried to get them to be guests at GooseCon, but it ended up not working out because they got picked up by
a network.
And so they had more rules about what they could and couldn't do.
He is a bard.
But in the meantime, I'd still been chatting back and forth with Ryan and got to know him, and
they seemed really nice when we were talking to them, and they had agreed to come, and then the network thing happened, and we get it.
Yep, it happens.
Like
stuff, contracts and all of that jazz. It's fine. Like no one holds any grudges or anything. It was just one of those. We didn't actually get to see them in person after all the chatting back and forth, which was disappointing, but
disappointing, but it was also a fun weekend.
It was.
I got to freeze Danny out of a hotel room, so.
You did, because I'm a very cold-blooded little human.
Run hot, I'm sorry.
It's okay. You are tall.
And big. Big lady.
I am more intimidated by the tall part from down here. You are very high. Fuck. Words are hard. It's only Tuesday, but it's been a long week.
It's only Tuesday. Listen. Yesterday alone, 11 hours at work.
Whew. Yep.
And then
fun times.
And then my sister was like, "Hey, let's go get some ice cream." We did not go get ice cream. And then I was at D&D. I was not at D&D. I was playing D&D with some friends, and I fell asleep.
Oh no!
And I was dead asleep. Apparently, creepy shit happened, and I'm just like sleeping away.
Okay.
Because we were playing Curse of Strahd. Not to worry, I have my headset on, so your dad isn't hearing any.
Thank you, Mom. I appreciate you looking out for me like that.
Would your dad be more horrified than your mom would be about us talking?
My dad is always more horrified than my mom.
Real talk, real question. How does your dad feel about me?
I'm not sure. I don't know that he's had a lot of interactions.
I don't know how often your mom watches the show without the headphones.
You know what? I'll ask them this weekend when we chat. It's fine. I'll find out if my dad likes you. Dad, can I play with DB?
He's gonna tell you I'm a bad influence.
Oh, well, all my friends are bad influences. That's fine.
But anyway, but yeah, Cast Party was gonna come to GooseCon, and then contracts, we get it.
Yep.
Whatever, you guys, you gotta do what you... Here's the thing, get your bag.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what makes you more money, do it, coward. Can Danny's parents be guests on sometime? Danny's mom has been a guest. We had her for Christmas, and I was on my best behavior.
Oh, my parents are coming to visit. Perhaps we'll do a live with my parents.
When are they visiting?
I don't know, sometime in the fall. We'll figure it out.
Oh. Well.
Surprise, Mom! It'll be fine.
We did cross-stitching with your mom, too.
Yeah. Well, because cross-stitching is a good little craft.
What craft does your dad do?
He does woodworking. He used to do latch cook when I was a kid. Like latch rugs.
Oh, latch hook.
Yeah.
Got it. I used to do that too.
Yeah, we'll come up with something. It'll be cool.
Yeah.
Cast Party. I have the shirt. I have a sweatshirt. I have some stickers. That's oh, what is? I can't remember their ferret's name. It's not Apricot. Apricot belongs to the other show.
Oh, good. Oh,
Um,
great. Fantastic. I also heard latch cook there for a minute, which is why I was like, oh, latch
yeah,
hook.
latch hook. Sorry, my
Um,
brain is going
he
faster than my mouth today.
I do love the enjoys question mark listening to you. He always recognizes your voice. Wow. Well, I don't know if Danny's on any other shows that curse like I do, so
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
looks like I have to step up my fucking game.
I love you, TP. Oh, oh, hi, Molly Moo. I love you too.
I
Yes.
also
Hello.
enjoy question mark DB. Well, that sounds perverted and you sound like the guys that slip into my DMs. You do have a
Oh,
very distinct voice. Do I?
yep.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really like my voice. And yet I do things like this where I have to listen to it occasionally. Danny's counting again. Greg, give us some numbers.
Crap. The problem is I should have put on my reading glasses before I started this because I have old eyes. And like an idiot, I decided to work on 18 count Ada instead of 14 count. Oh, get that foot.
Yeah, I think I've gotten used to my voice, like hearing it because of podcasting, because of when I used to sing for choirs and whatnot, we would have to hear our own voices all the time. Um, so I don't hate it as much as everybody else probably hates their voice. Um, but yeah.
I'm still just surprised by how mine sounds. It's weird.
I love the fact that there are certain words you say and I went, ah, yes, there's the Canadian in Danny. It's sorry. Sorry is one of them.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is one that I found, and I can hear it when I say it too, but I don't like the way Americans say it, so I'm not going to change the way I say it.
Oh, that's understandable. Um, that no, that is fair. I don't, okay. I say I don't like my voice. I just don't think it's very appealing. Um, especially on like so I don't think I have like a nails on a chalkboard kind of voice. Like
Right.
I don't have one of those, but I don't think it's like, oh, I could fall asleep to DB's voice. I don't think that's a
Okay.
thing. Um, it's also why I'm like, I don't ever think I could be a voice actor. Um, but
Sorry, my brain just finally clicked in. I think Twin Tails I know from the Cast Party Discord. I was trying to place because usernames are so hard for me because there aren't
apparently I
places to go link
scared them
them.
away.
It's okay. We just took too long to get to the good stuff. We keep getting distracted. That's what we do.
It's true. That's the story of our lives. All we do is get distracted on the show. DB has a DB's voice is always devilish,
Deviously.
deviously and
Deviously, yes.
joyful. I don't know what that means.
It's a good thing.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know.
But hey, we should talk about Cast Party some more.
Oh
So,
yeah,
can
the
you
show
give
that.
the brief synopsis of what it's about?
So here is the Earth. That is a sweet. No, I'm sorry. So a cast party is a story or a podcast
Mm-hmm.
about some people from our world.
Mm-hmm.
And they are doing a movie. It's
Yep.
a very, oh goodness, you will enjoy hearing this. Hold on. I just answered the phone because it might have been somebody we know. When I said hello, he on the other end asked how I was, and I said busy, very busy. And he asked if I had just 5 to 10 minutes to discuss my business. What the heck? I also get people who are like, "Hey, do you want to sell your farm in Missouri?" And I'm like, "Not to you."
Yeah.
Um, Anyway, back. Sorry, your mom distracted.
It's okay.
Distractions. Shiny, shiny,
That should be the other subtitle of our show. Mistakes were made. Ooh, shiny.
shiny. Mistakes were shiny.
Shiny mistakes. It's okay.
Um. Oh, the podcast. So these actors slash squirrel. These actors slash
It's the cast and the crew of
a movie.
the realms of Through the Realms of Miria.
Yes. I don't think I realized what the movie was called.
I just re-listened to the first episode today, so
I was about to make a terrible joke. Never mind. um, but they do a ritual on the movie set, and all of a sudden they are transported to a magical world
called Fendrea.
called Fendrea, and they're like, "Sup? I'm from LA. Gross." but they don't understand what's happening. One girl who plays a druid elf in the movie now is actually a druid elf in this real world.
Yeah, she kind of panicked when they tried to she tried to take her ears off and they wouldn't come off because now they're just her ears.
And take her wig off, and her blonde hair is now bleh. Sacre bleu. And I got like 4 episodes in. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Lots of things are happening. They're finding out that they have magic, and they're fighting and all that jazz. Some of them are learning their abilities. One person is a paladin, which I think just came up. Obviously, one is a druid. One is a...
there's a bard. Sebastian's the bard.
Is he the camera dude that takes pictures?
That is Xander.
Xander
Gucci Supreme.
Don't like it.
So I've listened to all 74 episodes so far.
Jesus Christ.
And so I've heard their intros a lot. So there's Jet the Boulder Chambers. He is the paladin.
Yes.
Blueberry Sky is the
druid.
The elven druid. Sebastian Vivaldi Greensleeves is the bard. And Xander Gucci Supreme, you find out later what his class is. Do you want spoilers? Are we being spoilery?
Yeah, obviously. I don't know if I'll get a chance to actually listen because my life... okay, listen. So, he did this thing, and like, he's looking through his camera, and now he can read shit, and I'm like... So
you don't know... Do you know what the thing is that he's reading yet?
Twilight. I don't.
No, he keeps seeing the word Namora everywhere.
Yes. What the fuck?
That's a Namora. Namora is a quasity thing.
That's not helpful, Danny. That's this fucking big on the screen.
I know. But Namora is like his
big,
not quite a familiar buddy thing. Yeah.
Anyway, so they're in this land, probably trying to get home. They were arrested.
Yep.
Well, one guy was arrested.
He was taken away by the magistrate.
Do they ever get him back?
Yes. They break him out of prison.
That's not a good thing to do, especially in a land that...
Yeah. And then they hide him away in a magical college. And then the magical college gets attacked by the magistrate again. And all the students and the teachers from the magical college go to a floating city. And so they're hiding out on the floating city. But the magistrate eventually gets there too. And they're trying to find Kingsley. Okay. And that's where we are right now in episode 74-ish.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah. But they meet some really cool people along the way. They have some amazing friggin' guests.
One of them being Jenny D. When are we getting her on our show?
I don't know. We need a better agent, I think.
My tabby is snoring next to me. Aww, it's ridiculously adorable. Completely off. So it is actually a really good podcast.
It is. And it's really well produced. Ryan, who does the editing, is a musician. He and Colin, who's the DM, they are they were members of a band called From Lambs to Lions, but
Cute.
when COVID hit, things kind of, got fucked
As
up for
it
musicians.
does. Yeah.
But
Um,
point is, he's got a very good ear for sound and all of that. He composes the music that goes along with it. So yeah, it's a very well produced show.
it is, and it is from the beginning. Like they don't have any sound quality at all problem. Uh,
Yeah, no, they've got fantastic sound. That is
yeah.
something they are really good about. Um, Anna Brisbane, who plays Blueberry, is a voice actor. She
Oh,
lives on the East Coast, or the West Coast rather, and lives in LA and does
oh
the
wow.
whole acting thing. If you follow her on socials, you'll see her at all of these things with all of these big names. I'm like, oh, she was in. Oh, she just had a really big role in a video game, and I can't remember what it was because I don't play
Baldur's
video games
Gate.
that often. Not Baldur's Gate. It was before
Oh,
Baldur's Gate. Vendetta? Is there a Vendetta character in a game? I don't know. I feel like I should know this better.
what's her name again? Let me just look her up.
Anna Brisbane. I think it's Brisbane.
Thank you. Okay. Is she a YouTuber as well?
Yes, she has a YouTube channel. Oh, she does fantastic voice work.
Is she the same age as I am?
Thereabouts, yeah.
Yeah, 1991.
Yeah, sounds right.
Okay. Give me your bite. Bayonetta?
That's the one.
Bayonetta 3, which came
Yeah.
out last year.
Yeah.
But also God of War Ragnarok. Final Fantasy VII Remake. What?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Katie? I'm so out of it. I'm playing that game now.
But yeah, Anna does lots of voice work. So they
That's amazing.
they have been very aware of their sound from the very beginning, and they've been
Yeah.
very good with it. Their current guest star is Critical Bard Omega Jones.
Oh, nice.
And who else did they have? Oh, I can remember the characters, but not the players. You know what? I have their podcast listing here, and they're really good about listing who the special guest is on their episodes. So let me just pop through and let you know. So yeah, they've currently got Omega Jones, and he's been on for several episodes now.
I don't know Critical Bard.
He is an a cappella singer, is what he's
That's
best
cool.
known for. He's all over Twitter. Let's see.
I think it's comes as no surprise that whenever we've had guests on the Goose podcast or the Goose Network that were like big names in TTRPG, and Deebles is over here like
I
I
don't
don't know who
know.
this person is.
It's fine. They had Maisie Lynn.
Wait, how do I know that name?
I don't know. I didn't recognize her, but she was a fantastic character. Um, Luis Carrazzo, who was, I believe he was a guest on Critical Role not too long ago. Although not too long ago is a very flexible term because time has no meaning to me anymore.
Can you spell Maisie's last name?
Lynn.
Lynn. That's my problem. Okay. It might be a TikToker. Hold up.
I believe she is.
I don't think that's who I thought it was.
They had Marcus Territory. Again, I don't know who it is, but he had a good character. Keep going back.
Okay.
Who was?
I
Oh,
don't
Thomas
think-
Sanders.
Don't know who that is either.
He's another D&D guy. He played Brad, who was a Warforged, and very cool. Do they have anyone else between Ginny and Gabe Hicks? Who's Gabe James Games? Again, yeah, no, that's fine. It's fine. But they've had some pretty big names doing guest spots for them, which is really cool. And they always manage to integrate it really well, which I'm very pleased with, because it can be kind of gimmicky to get a special guest, right? And sometimes you have to like shoehorn them in,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes a lot to have a good plan to get a guest in and make it work, give them enough extra information that they're useful to the party without giving them everything. Um,
Mm-hmm.
she says,
But
thinking
also give
of
them.
all the stuff that she had to do to find a way to like neatly fit Greg into
Oh,
crits and knits.
and now look at him,
And now he's stuck.
infested.
We like
Where
him.
do they
He's fine.
list these people?
I was looking on their episode list because it'll be like episode 74 title featuring Omega Jones.
I'll deal with this later. I think I know who Maisie is, and that's the only one. And Jenny D.
Yes.
Apparently, I know the females.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
And I know I have heard of Critical Bard. I just don't follow Critical Bard. Everybody else that you named, I went, nah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Did you watch the Crit Awards?
No.
Okay. Well, Gabe was the other host with Critical Bard. So,
I'm so sorry, you guys. I know literally nothing about a game that I love to play.
well,
I don't
but
know the
here's
people that are in
thing
it.
is you don't have to necessarily know all of these names to be impressed with the way they're fitting into the show. Like,
Yes.
they have done a very good job of choosing guests who are very articulate, who are very good at what they do, who have sound setups that are equal to what the cast has. So everything sounds
Yeah.
good with everyone.
Yeah. No, I agree. It is one of those, like, if you had said like, oh, one of the McElroys, I'd have been like, oh yes, I do know who that is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
That's
honestly,
it's that
I don't-
that thing where you were like, oh yeah, Greg has a podcast, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then you're like, oh no, Greg has like a real successful podcast. I'm like, oh shit.
but that's the thing with podcasts is there are a lot of them out there. So, not everyone's going to know everything, and that's okay. And it gets even more wide when you throw in TikTok and Twitter and Instagram and all these other places that people are doing stuff, and it's just like, it's a lot.
It is a lot. I'm still floored that Ren hangs out with me, because Ren also
Right?
has a very successful podcast. And
Several
I'm
of
over
them.
here. Yeah, and I'm over here like, look at my disformed baby of Roll for Weird.
Look, Roll for Weird has heart, man.
Roll for Weird has drunkenness, let's be honest.
Well, that too. It's fine. It's fine. We love it anyway.
We do love it anyway.
It's our little mess.
Well, that is one way of putting it.
Aw. Well, we like playing with Ren. So
And then there's Deebles, who just wiggled her way into people's lives, just like gremlin.
the other thing that I really like that they do is their Patreon.
Love the way they shout out their patrons.
So they do a Patreon shout out at the end of every episode where they basically write a little story and fit everyone's names in, which is fantastic. Like, absolutely adore that. But their Patreon also feels like you're getting value for it. Like, there are some people that I support just for the sake of supporting. And, if I get stuff from it, cool. If not, whatever. I like what you're producing and I want you to keep doing it. So I'm not expecting a whole lot of extra. I'm supporting it because I want you to keep making the thing that I like. But these guys have, after every episode, they do a behind the scenes episode that is about 20 to 30 minutes where they sit down and talk about the episode they just did. So it's
Like
it's
an
basically
after hours.
Yeah, it's like an after hours, but they keep the same quality of recording, and they've got like a list of questions that they'll go through, especially with guests. They've got like guest questions. They have a
It's
Patreon only Discord.
it's like what Critical Role did. Back in the day.
Except better. Like, I feel like they're doing it better. It is
really?
less talking over each other chaos and more like interesting and useful information, if that makes sense.
Oh. Interesting. I didn't well, maybe with the new way that they do their like talkbacks, the
four-sided dive.
Yeah, something like that. But when they did it before he who we will not name was in it, they didn't seem to have a lot of talking over each.
Too bad, but
yeah, but they had to shift, I think, pretty quickly. So like but we're not here to talk about Critical Role.
The behind the scenes that they do is very much it's a group effort. It's not like one host asking questions. It is all of them participating, and different people bring up questions, and they do go off on some tangents. You find out lots of weird food things. They talk about food a lot in those. It's fine.
Everybody's just hungry after D&D. Let's be honest.
That's really the way it goes.
Like,
you
honestly,
play a game, and
that's
then you need
real.
a snack.
Yeah. You're like, oh, God.
Cool.
My character just died. Pizza.
Yeah. And then I believe it's once a month they do what they call the after party, which is when one of the cast, not Colin, DMs. And
that's nice.
Picks a module or something.
It's true.
Not wrong.
It's true.
But yeah, so Colin gets a chance to play, and the rest of them get a chance to run things. It's usually a module, but sometimes it's original things, and sometimes it's just based on a module loosely. Some of their stuff they really have a lot of fun with, like the goats. What is it called? Goat Crashers.
Oh my God.
And
I fucking love
they've
it.
done like 3 Goat Crashers after parties where the characters
fun.
just are all goats. And you have to do things
reason.
as goats, so you like don't have fingers. So you have to figure out how you're going to use the gun that your goat stole.
It's very much like there's a game where you're a bear.
Oh yeah, Honey Heist.
Yes, Honey Heist. It's very much Honey Heist. There's also
that sort of vibe,
there's also one where you're raccoons.
Okay.
Raccoon Racing or something like that.
Okay.
Honey Heist is an adorable fucking game. I absolutely love it. It's a one-sheet TTRPG. Crash Pandas. Thank you. Yes. Honey Heist was, I believe, what Marisha called her Crash Pandas.
I thought it was its own thing.
Maybe.
I don't know. I haven't played that one myself.
I just work here.
But the point is, they do that. They have a 3-part series called Enter the Pungeon, where Greg, yes, Greg, you need to go become a patron of Cast Party just to listen to the Pungeon episodes, because it will be worth every penny for you. Every penny. All of the pennies. Yes.
All of the pennies. But yeah, I like that they have that kind of that they're able to do that much like extra content, because a lot of the problem with like Patreon for a lot of people is like, who has time?
Yeah. Well, and I think it gets easier when a lot of your cast is doing this stuff or related things as their primary income.
Oh, yes.
Like if you're doing music and editing and that's what you do, it's a little bit easier. If you're doing voice acting all the time. Oh, that's my 2 dogs. They're having murder time in the basement. Sorry.
As one does. That's the perfect place to have murder time. It's easy to clean up in the basement.
They're just attacking each other for fun. They're being very gentle about it, but very loud. But it is easier for me to just let them do it than to try and make them stop.
That's a mood.
They do have merch, but they don't do it all the time. They do
Oh.
like a month long merch release for their anniversary,
Oh.
which is nice because that means that they don't have to manage a merch store all the time. They don't have to mess around with it. It makes it a little bit more limited. So people are like chatting in their Discord about, oh, I wonder what's going to be coming up this year because every year they add some new stuff,
Yeah.
and it gives you time to like save up specifically for that. So maybe you're not going to get the impulse buys, but you're going to get people who are thinking about it for 11 months and planning what they're going to get,
That's
which is kind of brilliant.
it's brilliant, but also I'm over here like I am that person that forgets.
Right.
And then I would be like, "Oh, I'm going to go buy this thing now that I have extra cash." And it's like, "Oh,
Oh, not now.
no.
Yeah.
Guess I'll impulse
Okay,
buy somewhere else."
girls.
Um no, but I do think that's cool. That's like really really interesting that they do things like that.
Yeah.
My when I was running things over at the Nerd Asylum, I always wanted to strive to do our Patreon where there was extra stuff for people.
It's
But
just a lot.
I'm only one man.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely one of those things that if you're going to do stuff like that, you need a team. It needs to be a team effort.
Yeah.
And one of these days when I have a project that I am passionate about again, um maybe I'll do that. But like for now it's like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to be in the right place for it. If it's not the right place and time, it's not the right place and time, and it's not going to work for you.
Yeah, and work is not letting up right now.
Yeah. If work is not going to let things happen, it's just not going to happen. And that's
Just
okay.
it's just busy and we don't have a like manager right now, so things are just hectic.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best.
And you're doing a good job.
I appreciate it.
I
I
mean,
need
you
to
haven't been fired and you haven't burned down the state, so you're doing a good job.
Yet.
So at the current time, you're doing a good job. When you burn
Now,
down
yeah.
Ohio or Cincinnati, or no, Cincinnati's in Ohio. What's next to
And
Ohio?
also not even close to where I
I know.
like
That's why I'm
live.
naming places that are like far from you. Like when you burn down, I don't know what's close to Ohio and what's not. I'm trying to think. Massachusetts. When you burn down New York, then we'll say maybe you didn't do a good job. How's
It's not
that?
even in our footprint. Like
Well, exactly. If you fuck up bad enough to burn down New York, then we'll say, well, maybe you didn't do such a good job.
I would say California, but they're already setting themselves on fire. But
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh dear.
Um yeah, I just like one day more.
Yay. We'll get through it
Yeah.
a day at a time. And in the
Right.
meantime, you have fun things like Cast Party that you can listen to if you want to. And it's like
I
escaping reality.
I'm going on vacation in a week.
Ooh.
A week from tomorrow, I'm taking my work laptop with me.
Oh, that's not a vacation then.
We have a meeting coming up that I'm leading,
Eh.
and I
But
gotta get shit done.
point is, we have things like Cast Party to chill out with. They're
We do.
at 74 episodes now.
Yep.
And there's been chatter about how long is it going to go. And it sounds like this first season is going to be probably under the 100 episode mark or somewhere near that 100 episode mark. But they have two alternate
Yeah.
spin off seasons.
Yeah.
So they've got what they're calling Fables of Fendrea. So all of this stuff with the main cast and the main storyline is the main Cast Party show. And the Fables of Fendrea is um, Jose. I can't think of his whole name. Crap.
Say.
Jose is the DM,
Okay.
and there have been two of them. The first one was I can't. Oh,
Are they still going to be like a new season with different characters kind of thing? Have they talked
We
about that at
don't know
all yet?
yet.
Okay. I
Let's.
it I'm very
Yeah,
I'm very interested because like when you have something, because their thing is kind of specific, you know what I
very.
mean?
Yeah.
Their name of their podcast is very specific. Like there's stuff like that. Did I just lose everybody? I think I fucking did. Nope, there maybe.
What's the internet doing?
Oh, is it you, Danny?
No, my internet's still all green. Everything's happy. But no,
There,
it went weird on Twitch too for me.
yeah.
Oh, I think we're back
Okay. And so you're back
from
from
outer
outer
space.
space. Glad you
Goodness,
knew.
these dogs are excitable today.
I thought I heard something stutter. It was us.
Oh.
Is it me, Jesus? It is me.
Anyway, yeah, they've got a very specific.
It's very
plot
specific,
line.
so I'm very interested on seeing how they do it.
But I like what they've done with the spin-offs because the Fables of
Yeah.
Fandrea, it's a different DM running it, and he's taking the bits of lore that Colin has already established and really expanding on them. So the first one was Arcanum, so Fables of Fandrea, Arcanum, and it was set way before the actual cast party stuff.
That makes sense, yeah.
And it is an entirely different cast, except for Ryan. Ryan plays in that one as well. And it was really good. It got really dark compared to the main story. And that's pretty cool. So it's got a different feel.
What I'm hearing is I need to listen to that more.
I think you would enjoy that. And it's a much more limited run. They are currently doing a second one, Fables of Fandrea. Oh,
is this something I can listen to on like their website, or is this something that's on their Patreon only?
It's part of the regular releases, so it's not Patreon only. So
I have to figure out what episode is that kind of thing.
I mean, they're named, so it's
Okay.
named Fables of Fandrea. This next one is Wildacre, so they just released Wildacre episode 9.
Okay.
And Wildacre is really cool because they're all animals. So that's a whole different thing. And we're still debating. There's a hot debate in the Discord about when this is set relative to the actual campaign. So it sounds like it might. There are theories that it is just slightly before the campaign, and some that it is concurrent with the campaign. Girls. And some say that it's in the Feywild, so it is both. So it's kind of cool to know that there's weird stuff going on, and but it's a fun little diversion. They release every other week for Cast Party, and the Fables of Fandrea stuff is released in the alternate weeks when they're doing it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So that gives you lots to listen to, but
yeah. But also, it's not every week sort of thing.
Right. And there are a lot of people that listen to just the main episodes and not the fables, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's nice material, and it's fun to get the little Easter eggs and say, oh, I know that name. They talked to that person, and how is that person still alive? And things like that. But it's
like how is that person alive because they were in the before time?
Yeah. This was hundreds of years before we thought it was anyway. How are they still around? I mean, elves and stuff like that, I guess, but still.
Right.
Magic and things. It's one of those, it's kind of cool that to see those differences. But
yeah,
you don't necessarily need one to enjoy the other. So, yeah.
I'm interested.
I'm a fan.
Danny always finds the most interesting things to listen to as well. Like,
I also listen to some pretty random, weird crap that isn't stuff I'd recommend to other people, but this is something that I would recommend.
Like what?
Well, like I listen to the categorically romance podcast, which I don't recommend to a lot of people because it's just not their cup of tea. and that's fine. Like, you have to be a specific category romance reader to appreciate that.
You have to be a specific person to like this podcast. Kinda.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that though.
Like, if you are not a romance reader, you're not gonna be into the podcast about romance novels, right? Not likely.
I mean, you don't know me.
I mean,
you do know me.
I do know you. If you're not into like the romance stuff in general, like Hallmark movies and things, it's not going to be your thing.
Ugh. Hallmark movies.
Yeah. If that's not your cup of tea, you're probably not going to be all that into that particular podcast. So, I'm not... There's nothing wrong with what I listen to. I just know that it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
And now one of the dogs is attacking the bed. That's fine.
As one does.
She's just mad because I wouldn't give her my Squishmallow.
So. Oh, why wouldn't you do that?
Because it's my Squishmallow. It is not hers.
That's fair.
I don't... Look, it's the only one that I have. And
I'm not sharing.
I'm not going to share it with my puppy. She just got her bark box. And again, if you follow me on the Instagram, you can see her opening her bark box, which is just so stinking cute. Because she knows how to take her toys out of the box and her bags of treats out of the box.
That's funny.
And she's playing with one of the toys now because she's very happy with it. May hear things dying in the background, squeakers being squeaked. And that's okay, because this is our Crafty podcast, not our fancy record things nicely podcast.
That's true.
This is not a podcast. This is a stream where we just play and have fun.
Where we do stuff.
We do stuff.
Stuff and things. And how the fuck do I open this thing?
But, yeah. My point with this one is I really enjoy Cast Party, and it's one that I do recommend to people. And, yeah, there are 74 episodes, but they're all... Some of the earlier ones were a little bit longer, but they're all an hour-ish at this point. So they're not crazy long. It's not like 4-hour long episodes every week, 5 hours, 6 hour, like Critical Role stuff. It's doable.
Yes. I like, when I was listening to it, I was enjoying it. I just have a hard time listening to podcasts nowadays. And that's nobody's fault but my own. Like, is that how I do this? I don't think I'm doing this right. Ew.
Sorry about that weird glitch.
What happened?
My computer gets cranky when I try to move stuff on multiple screens. It's fine.
Fair.
So, I haven't made a whole lot of progress yet.
It's because we keep talking.
Well, and cross-stitch is slow.
Cross-stitch is slow. It's very slow.
I can knit a lot faster than I can cross-stitch. And also, I am not
on your
wearing
3 screens? What are you talking about on our 3 screens?
I technically only have 2, but one is ultra widescreen, so it is essentially 2 screens.
Oh, Danny is a little bit extra, okay, guys? We still love her, though.
So, Danny will point out that she is not the one who purchased the ultra-wide monitor. My husband got that because he wanted it for gaming, and then he realized that he didn't like it for gaming because he had to turn his head to see where the bad guys were coming from.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, well, will it work with my computer? Because then I can have that, and I can stream much more easily. And he said,
you can see.
Sure. So he went back to having 2 regular monitors, and now I have my laptop plus the ultra wide. And
oh, you only have 2 screens then.
Yeah,
the
I only have 2
wide
screens.
Oh, that's not 3. Jesus.
But it's the real estate of 3.
Is it?
Like, I've got the ultra wide is the equivalent of 2 monitors
it's 2.
side by side.
Yeah.
But it is just a single output, which means
Right.
that I can have that much space with just the one HDMI port on my laptop.
I do love that.
It is fantastic.
Yeah. Who doesn't love ultra wide?
I feel
I'm
like
not...
you're trying to be innuendoing there, but
Probably.
but I enjoy my ultra wide monitor. Yes.
You should be, E. Do you have the time
Nope.
to listen to me whine?
Only for multitasking. Unintentionally. Nothing is unintentional with you. Oh.
You saying bad things again, Danny?
No, I'm just thinking of my terrible wording earlier today in the Crits and Knits Discord where I created the
Oh,
fur babies. It's fine.
yes, because I asked and I appreciate you doing that because
Yes!
sometimes I need animal pictures.
You know, there's nothing wrong with having pictures of animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are
Um,
you doing?
but no, like it's not that I wasn't enjoying Cast Party. I think it's a really good podcast. I
Mm-hmm.
think you're right that the quality is really good, the story is really good. Their DM doesn't go and like I do. That is a thing on me, not anybody else. I have to edit my own shit all the time. That's
That's a thing that you notice on your own.
yes. And it's very hard to get rid of the and I want to make a joke, but I also don't want to cross the line. Cross that line. Cross that line. Cross that line.
Or not. Don't pressure them. But no, I can see that
Cross that line.
if you don't have time, you don't have time. If you don't have the brain space to add another show, you don't have the brain space. But if you do have the brain space and you want to listen to
Oh,
a really
yes.
well produced show, I highly recommend Cast Party.
Cast Party is very good.
And
There's another.
they do their D&D in a way that's kind of unobtrusive.
Yes.
Like, does that make sense?
Yes, I
Because
think
I've listened
so.
to some where it's really obvious that they're playing D&D. And this has kind of like the redacted reports, more of an improv show feel than
D&D or
rules
the
heavy game setup.
Yes. I kind of want my next podcast to be like that, I think.
And some of it depends on the system that's being used. Like Monster of the
Yeah.
Week is very good for not being rules heavy in terms of play.
Yes. You could literally do Monsters of the Week and be like, take out the roll me this, roll me that kind of thing. Do it, E. Do it.
Stop harassing the chat.
What are you gonna do? Ban me?
I'll just boot you from the Zoom.
Okay, bye. Guess I'll go to bed.
Oh, no, I want to go to bed. I'm tired.
But no, I agree. It is a really good put together show. And if you have the brain space for another D&D podcast, do it. Like I won't lie to you, Critical Role will always have a special place in my heart. The first season of The Adventure Zone will always have a place in my heart. But when it comes, here's the thing though, I'm burned out on most podcasts. It's not just
Right.
I haven't listened. My entire life is unintentional. Is that? Oh.
Anyway, DB is burned out on podcasts while the chat is burning each other.
Damn! All the way from London. Damn. Yes.
I will say that when Holloway called Knitting Daddy KD, my first thought was, who's Craft Dinner? Because I am Canadian.
Craft Dinner is that's what they used to call Greg in high school. I don't know why.
Alright, sorry. Anyway, you were saying something about being burned out on podcasts?
We did not hear what you said at the beginning of that.
Yeah. You said something about being burned out on podcasts.
Oh yeah. Greg is now craft dinner. I am burnt out on podcasts. I haven't listened to I've been pretty good. I've been doing pretty good when it comes to the redacted reports
Mm.
because I want to keep up with that and because my dear friend does it. But I haven't listened to like Scared to Death. I haven't listened to You're gonna call me that from now on instead of Greg. I know it. Probably not.
Or maybe.
Just replace his name every time he comes into my chat with something that stands for KD.
There you go.
Also, craft as in like crafted cheese.
Like
Dinner.
craft dinner, like mac and cheese.
Oh yeah, okay.
In Canada, we call it craft dinner. We don't call it craft macaroni and cheese. It's KD.
Yes. Yes, it is that yes. They are uh,
All of them, not just fiction.
no. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Ren says that
oh,
it helps that TRR is short compared to a lot of APs, which is true.
yes.
Are you burnt out on all podcasts or just fiction project? I think all. I think people's voices are bothering me. Like,
And that's fair too. Things have been a lot in the world lately. And,
people talking, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
well, and it
So
depends on
I
how much you have to human in your day job too. Like, I.
every day.
I have long chunks of my day where I don't have to deal with other humans, which is fantastic. I appreciate that very much. But that means that I'm not burned out on listening to people. I've got no problem listening to more voices, like when I'm driving and stuff. It's fine. Um, that's all this show is Q&A time. But yeah,
I
sometimes voices are too much.
but I hate it because like before I moved to this position that I'm in now, I used to tell people I was a professional podcast listener because I'd listen to podcasts like 8 hours a day.
Because you didn't have to people.
Yeah, and now I have to people and now I don't get to enjoy the things I enjoy.
Oh.
I'm gonna start crying. Oh
Nope.
my god.
There's no crying in baseball.
This isn't baseball, this is crafting, and there's always crying and crafting.
I mean, that's true. Uh, and yeah, especially when you can't see and your eyes are watering because you should put on your glasses because you're old.
Annie, where are your glasses?
Upstairs. What I need
Why
to do
didn't you-
is bring a pair down here and let them live down
Why
here.
why didn't you bring them with you? You knew we were doing a craft that involved tiny little holes.
Because I didn't think about it because I don't normally wear glasses on streams because they reflect and stuff
Let them reflect.
and I can see fine at a distance. I just can't see up close. So I have to like hold it out here, but then it's too far for me to see the holes. So I bring it up here and it's too blurry for me to see the holes. So I'm just guessing. I'm doing it by feel.
I have 5 pairs of readers in various places around the house.
I
Just do what
as
I do and wear
I.
glasses.
They're just not down here. Like I've got a whole drawer full of glasses in the bedroom that I'm in the process of getting the lenses switched. Because my prescription has changed.
Yeah, you work for an eye doctor, right?
Well, yeah, but I still have to
You
pay for the lenses.
Oh, boo.
I mean,
Perks of the job should be free fucking glasses. Just like the perks
substantially lower than cost for
the perk
non-employees.
the perks of my job should be free power.
One would think. When my mom worked for the cable company, we got a really great deal on cable. I don't know if it was free, but it was a really good deal. Because we had all the channels. Like,
that's the
everything.
Thing. Yeah. My uncle used to work for Frito-Lay. He got chips all the time.
Nice.
My mom used to work for IBS, International Bakery, something or other. You just have a different kind of power, DB. The power of sass. Is that what it is, Greg?
Yes. DB
Yeah,
does harness the power of sass.
But do you know who makes that themselves? Me. And I give it away for free, and I shouldn't.
I'm just checking to see where the dogs are. I got one falling
Pretty
asleep
close to
now.
free. Pretty close to free, you're right, Danny's mom.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, yeah, there's things like that. Like mom used to get hostess stuff because she worked for the company that made it. Like I just 20% off the store. Can I use your employee discount?
No, the official answer is no.
I don't know if I don't shop at Macy's or wherever you work. Sorry. I don't shop at
Wait, does
places.
that one's still which ones have closed? I feel
Lots
like
of
all
them.
of them have closed. I thought Macy's was no longer a thing.
Mm-mm. They came back.
Is JCPenney
It,
still a thing?
I don't think so. I have to say no. If I'm with you in your store, can you use your employee discount? Just hand you my card, you pay.
How about you just ask for birthday presents from there?
I don't know what I would get from there. JC Penney, I don't know. Macy's has a parade.
Oh, that's
Macy's does
right.
have like
They do have a parade. I guess they're
but
not
for
gone. But
oh,
JCPenney doesn't have a
Sears.
parade.
Sears.
Sears is gone.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sears is gone. The other thing is for a very long time Macy's was gone in certain places of the country.
Okay.
So like for a while they were just like West Coast. Um or all of the stores that Macy's absorbed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like what happened was there was a big mall here and all of the
Mm-hmm.
stores in it closed,
Mm-hmm.
but they closed before they opened at the other outdoor mall.
Oh.
Yeah, they made some choices here.
Yes, you are correct, Gregorith.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gregorith? I just got that. Gregorith. That feels like a D&D name.
It is a guy who pretends to be a demon on TikTok, and his
Oh,
name is Gregorith.
I approve.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Oh,
I
no.
like it. I've called you that before, just nobody picks up.
All right. I am.
Which is weird because that's essentially what they started as, right? Yeah, because Sears was a magazine for a very long time,
Yeah.
but then they didn't get with the times, man. The other thing that closed down that's really sad is Toys R Us,
Yeah.
which I have a story about.
Ooh, story time with DB.
Do y'all want to hear my Toys R Us story?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, here's my other dog. Chasing
Growing
my
up,
dog.
my friend or my parents, I was kind of a spoiled child. My parents told me that kids were not allowed in Toys R Us. So, my friends and I were hanging out years later. I'm in my 20s. And they're like, "Oh, let's go to Toys R Us." And I was like, "Yeah, I've never been to Toys R Us." Um, wow, Greg. You're right. I'm a spoiled child now. You're right. I know what I am. Anyway, my friends were like, "Wait, you've never been to Toys R Us?" And I was like, "No." They're like, "Not even as a kid?" And I went, "No, kids aren't allowed in Toys R Us. I'm 23 at this time." And they go, "Who told you kids aren't allowed in Toys R Us?" And I went, "My parents." And they're like, "Honey, they lied to you." And I went, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Well, obvious
It's a
the
Toy
song is
Story. It's for
about
kids.
well, and the song's about I want to be a Toys R Us kid." And I was like, yeah." And they're like, "Oh no." And I was like, so I called my mom. I was like, "Mom, are kids allowed in Toys R Us?" And she goes, "Yes." And I was like, "Oh, so you fucking lied to me." And she's like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "You told me as a kid that kids were not allowed in Toys R Us." And she's like, "I thought you knew we were kidding." And I'm like, "Why? Why would you lie to me? What's next? Santa Claus isn't real?"
Santa Claus is real.
And like, so every now and then I bring it up. I'm like, "Yeah, you remember when you just lied to your child about Toys R Us not allowing kids in it?" There's one time I remember us. I think I had been in Toys R Us once, and I was so afraid that I was gonna get in trouble for being inside the store.
You didn't notice the other kids also in the store?
There weren't kids there. We had
Oh,
to return a Christmas gift because it was broken.
gotcha.
And like it was late because the closest Toys R Us was like
Forever away.
3 fucking hours away.
Another reason that they didn't want you going there.
In this episode of That's Pretty Crafty, DB goes to therapy confronting parental lies.
I don't think. I don't remember my parents ever doing anything quite like that. I have an uncle who swears that his missing thumb is because a pig ate it off in the Boer War.
They're asking you if you ever had your parents lie to you like this, like my
I don't
parents did to me.
think so. Um, but also, my parents knew me and know that I will find answers in books. I was the
Well,
kid who would read encyclopedias for fun, and I would just go look stuff up.
so the other thing, so here's the other thing. My dad made a mistake. I was a child that didn't believe that people lied to her,
Oh no.
obviously. My dad wouldn't read to me. My dad's not a strong reader, but he told would tell me that he didn't know how to read.
Oh.
And one time we went to a flower shop and my dad was buying flowers for my mom and I looked up at this lady and I was like, "Did you know my daddy doesn't know how to read?" And she goes, "Honey, I don't believe that at all." And I was like, "What?" And my dad was like, "Fuck. I got to stop telling my kid I don't know how to read."
Yeah, yeah.
So here's the thing, E, I was the baby for like 7 years. So like I was the youngest. And then my sister came along. And then she became the youngest. Your mom says she's never lied to you.
I mean, I feel like there were
Never?
like travel lies. Like, yes, well,
Are you
there's a rest stop in 5 minutes, and then 3 hours later, I'm
are you
dying in the back seat.
are you saying that you never told her that like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny?
Those are real, thank you.
Oh, okay. Well, Danny, I have some bad news for you.
No, you do not, because as long as I believe in them, they are real, and they still bring me presents. So I believe in them.
In the US Postal Service.
Look, things happen, and I accept it. Santa sends me presents, and so I believe in him.
That's fair. That crying laughing emoji says otherwise. I am on team Danny here. I believe that no, I truly believe those are not lies. I truly believe that you should let kids believe as long as they can.
Yep.
I don't think my parents ever sat me down and was like, hey, buddy.
No, because that would be a lie. We're not having this discussion.
Okay.
But no, like I said, other than like,
My
yes,
father lied to me
next stop,
today. Like,
I am so sorry.
on something that you shouldn't joke or kid about. Like,
Oh no.
oh,
I mean, there was always like the got your nose thing, but that's
oh
that's not
no.
a. I'm trying to think. I don't I don't think there was anything. Like I said, my sister and I were both pretty smart kids who wouldn't fall for too much.
What we're learning is DB was a stupid fucking kid.
No, but my sister and I were particularly avid readers and questioners, like even when we were kids. So if you told us something wasn't true and we went and found it out,
You'd be
because
mad.
oh yeah, that would go badly.
Yeah.
Like I was so mad at my Uncle Grant with his Boer War shit because I went and I looked up when the Boer War was, And I'm like, Uncle Grant, you were not that old. A pig did not eat your thumb off in that war. And besides, it wasn't even about pigs. It hasn't changed his story, but
No, of course not.
but I called him out on it. So
Well, I also listen, I also have just crazy shit that has happened in my house, like crazy family, like crazy. If anybody has listened to Storytime with Silas, you'll have heard one of them.
that's right.
Yeah, that's based off a true story. He could have
Just
pivoted to
wild.
the Bay of Pigs invasion. It's true.
But
But he didn't pivot.
that would admit lying. He
Yeah.
just doubled down on it.
I did, however, lie to my grandkids about wearing a wig when I wasn't. Listen, I also like to lie to people, tiny lies. One time I got one of my friends to I got several people to believe that I didn't know who Ellen DeGeneres was.
Oh.
They were like talking about her and I was like, yeah, I don't know who that is. And they're like, she's the voice in she's the voice of Dory in Finding Nemo. And I was like, yeah, I've never seen that movie.
Oh man.
And Karma, last summer I did need to wear a
Oh.
wig. Oh.
Yeah. One of my favorite things to do with my friends in, it was probably middle school, was pretend that I was severely innocent and didn't understand any of their dick jokes. And I made them explain them all to me. Was absolutely hilarious, but every time they didn't. I feel like maybe I was not hanging out with the brightest in the bunch because they just
Probably
explained
not.
it every time.
Or they just thought you were really ditzy.
Maybe. She's just very protected and sheltered. It's fine. Meanwhile, I'm cracking up inside because I know what they meant. But it's way more fun to make them explain it. And why is that
Yeah.
funny? Oh, okay. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I was a
Yeah.
little
I
evil. It's
also
fine.
got somebody to believe I didn't know who Jimmy Fallon was.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's just like
Because sometimes it's fun to mess with people.
my favorite thing is they're like, wait a minute, you don't know who this is? And I'm like, no. But the thing is I'm not a very good liar.
Oh, chocolate bread. Oh, okay. Okay.
Pumpernickel. Oof. No, it definitely does not taste like chocolate. Are we running out of things to talk about, Danny?
No, it was really quiet, so I had to check on the dogs to make sure they're cool. But yeah, one is just curled up licking her feet, and the other one is just curled
My
up.
daughter doesn't believe I'm ticklish.
Is it because you manage to not giggle when she tickles you?
Or is it because you're I don't understand.
Or is it because she does the kid thing of like tickling the bottoms of your feet and those aren't ticklish, but other bits are? And now I'm feeling
Yes.
like I don't want to know. There's some things you don't need to know about your friends and whether they're ticklish and where. And nope, we're just
Also,
gonna.
like tickling is a weird one.
It is.
Hmm.
I wish I could suppress it. I am more of a flail and hit you in the face.
Just
Getting
be
tickled.
dead inside.
Yeah, no, I've tried and that doesn't work. I get tickled and I flail and you're gonna get hit.
Star is the same way. I think it's just the short people.
Well,
Because, like,
except Ren just said that they're not ticklish.
I don't believe Ren is short. I don't believe Ren is short. BB with real talk. Ren gives off tall person energy. I know I'm wrong,
I mean,
but
you're not wrong about the tall person energy, but you are wrong about being tall.
yes. The thing is so Star, whenever I hug Star, I have to be careful because I wrap my arms around her shoulders and then my hands almost go into her armpits and she gets like, no, and I'm like, I'm sorry, let me move my hands.
Sorry, my arms are too
Are
long.
you sure? Ren is 5'4". Tall person energy. A very tall person energy.
Ren is taller than Danny.
I don't I feel like Ren is like everybody around Ren is like
Tall.
just like set it hollow kind of tall where he makes me look short, right? Because he
I
does.
look like a child standing next to him.
You look like our child because like I'm like tall, hollow is taller, and then little bitty Danny. I don't mind having tall person energy. I just wish I could reach the top shelf. That's why you have friends like me. Oh, so every roommate I have ever had was about your height, Danny.
Okay.
I would put things on the top shelf, not thinking about it.
Such a brat. Oh.
It wasn't on purpose. At one
Uh-huh.
point, because I was putting dishes away. At one point, my roommate goes, hey, Deebles. That's not my true name, but you know. And they were like, what is wrong with this side? And I was like coming out of the room and I went, oh shit, I'm sorry. And I just went and bring them back down.
Uh-huh.
And I'm very good at climbing on counters for what I need. That is dangerous.
Well, look, when you're down here, you gotta do
My
what you gotta
40-year-old child. Who's your 40-year-old child? Notch? Notch? Really? Do I know this person?
I have to count again. It's fine. 8 and 9.
I'm gonna start throwing out numbers like Greg.
No.
As Danny stares at the screen.
It's fine.
I'm just saying, like, be careful if you're gonna climb on counters. Oh, it's your 40-year-old child. I am confused. Danny is yours and Hollow's. Oh. Sorry.
Connections get made.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we should we've talked
Thank you. Thank you. I see it. I'm sorry.
We've talked about we actually talked a lot about Cast Party, way more than we normally manage to talk about stuff, which is fantastic.
Yes.
But I do also want to do one more shout out to White Raven Patterns on Etsy.
Buy her shit.
And I'm not going to show you the pattern because I only have it on my phone and it's actually the pattern. I don't want to intellectual property and all that. But go to Etsy and search White Raven Patterns, or I can do that. Look, I've put a link right there in the chat. You can.
Danny has that power now.
I do have that power. It's fantastic. I'm mad with power.
Oh, okay. Listen, let me just read some of the stuff that she has on here. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So much good stuff.
You are not my supervisor. Screaming internally.
Mm-hmm.
Never half-ass two things when whole-ass one thing.
Okay.
I'm silently correcting your grammar.
I do that all the time.
Let me drop everything and work on your problem. I need that.
I need that for work.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'd like to cancel my adulthood subscription.
Yes.
Smash the patriarchy.
Always a classic.
Science, it's like magic, but real. Oh, there's just one of like Baphomet.
Okay.
Please don't do coke in the bathroom. There's some geostones.
And some really pretty skies. Like full 5-inch or 6-inch circles of full things stitched. So take forever, but gorgeous. All 14 D&D classes.
Yes. She believed she could, so she fucking did.
I like that.
I love you more than yesterday. Yesterday, you really got on my nerves. Let's see. I'm trying to find the reading ones still. Because there's so many good ones.
And
So
just a
many.
reminder, the code is above us. If you use code Majestic Goose, it is good today and tomorrow only for 50% off any one pattern or pattern set. This does not include pattern kits. The pattern kits are the full on everything, floss,
Yeah.
etc. This is just the patterns. The shop does say that it is on vacation mode, but all of the patterns
Again.
are digital downloads. So you still
Yep.
can purchase your patterns and get them right away because that part is all automated on Etsy. But any kits that you purchase would be, I think she's got them set to pre order, so they'll be delivered
Yeah.
sometime in October.
Yep. Do no harm, but take no shit.
I like that too.
I do too.
Like,
You're
like
not invited to my funeral.
that's, I feel like my dad needs that one.
It's lovely.
I don't know if she's from Australia, Mom. She's not from around here because when we were talking about stuff, she mentioned the time difference and she wouldn't be able to watch the show.
Oh, yeah, probably Australia then. Calories don't count on weekends. It's probably fine. Let's see. A large group of people is called no thanks.
Yes,
Do
Greg, that's
epic
one that I
shit.
wanted. Is I'm sorry I called you an asshole. I thought you knew.
Yep.
That's another one that I should stitch for my dad to just hang in his office.
Inhale, exhale. Ooh, they have a really cool one that has like the dice and it's a skull. I like that one.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm looking for sayings still.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Vampires don't do dishes. Thank you. What we do in the shadows. I'm doing my best.
No.
Oh, here's one for Ren. Looks like her prices are Aussie. Yeah, I think she probably is Australian then. Um, breakfast, second breakfast, 11 Z's, luncheon, afternoon tea, dinner, supper.
You know, all the
Uh,
important meals.
Stop acting like a disgruntled pelican. I do not have ducks. I do not have a row. I have squirrels and they're at a rave. Oh, here we go. Here's one for me. I can do all things through spite, which strengthens me.
Yep, I can see that working.
I'm not a hot mess. I'm a spicy disaster.
I like that one too.
Here's to the strong women. May we know them. May we be them. May we raise them. Greg, you need that. That's what she said. That's a good one.
I mean, that's just a classic.
Yeah. Sassy, classy, and totally badassy.
Okay, okay. I don't know the pelican significance, but that's okay.
I need this. Lack of planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine. I should get the pelican one for me. Yes. Do it. Do it. I don't know. I just work here. She's stealing my sayings. Not my circus, not my monkeys.
The number of times I've said that lately. Oh.
I'm trying very hard not to connect with people right now. I have a degree. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn.
I don't like that.
English is important, but math is importanter. Oh, they also have one that says Queen of Horror.
I love the one that my mom likes.
Oh, you cut out, Danny.
Because I'm being amused. I like the one that my mom likes in chat.
I like the one about stupid people are like glow sticks. I want to snap them and shake the shit out of them until the light comes on. It's true. My theater teacher used the lack of planning phrase all the time. I stole it from him. Literally what we used to say whenever we were working on invoices. Tomb, sweet tomb. I swear because I care.
We need that.
What doesn't kill you gives you unhealthy coping mechanisms and a dark sense of humor. Yes. Definitely a Dolly quote as well. Mm-hmm. It's not a whorehouse, it's a whore home. I put that on a sticker and stuck it in my ex-boss's house.
Okay, that feels like a story.
So my ex-boss is also my DM for my home game.
Okay.
And he has Dwarven Forge stuff, and he was like, "Hey, help me organize this stuff." And I was like, "Okay." So I was making labels and we were organizing, and he was like, "Okay." And he gave me his label maker. Don't give me a label maker.
Mistake number 1.
Yeah, label maker. And I typed out of it, "This isn't a whorehouse, it's a whore home." And I stuck it on part of the box that we were organizing and waited for him to notice. Obviously he noticed. It's very long when you type out, "This is not a whorehouse, it's a whore home."
Yep.
And he was like, "I have to take that off before the other group gets here because they work for him."
Oh.
I was like, "Well, then they're not fun. Because if you cannot see something and laugh, they don't deserve to be there." My jug of choice is love. I get from Jesus. Just kidding. It's weed.
Oh, goodness.
Maybe swearing will help. Have a nice poop. Come back with a warrant.
Goodness. So, things I have learned today: I need to buy more cross stitch patterns, and I also need to bring a pair of reading glasses downstairs to have at my desk.
Should I leave us off with one more?
Absolutely. One more. Give us a good one.
Carry yourself with the confidence of a mediocre white man.
Oh, that is something to stitch.
Yes. And it's in kit form. It's on page 19 at the bottom, if you're interested.
And on that note, what are we going to talk about next time, DB?
I don't know why you always ask me this question. Like legitimately. I feel like I don't know. And you're over here with the list of things that you do know, Danny. Also, Greg, shut your whore mouth. You are not a mediocre white man. You are a white man. You are not a mediocre one.
So, next time...
I got you, didn't I? Because I just went off on this tangent.
It's fine. Everything's good. Next time, we're talking about another podcast. We're actually talking about a podcast for quite a while coming up. And the reason for that is because we thought it would be cool. But it actually works out nicely because we're not supporting anything that the SAG and WGA are striking against. So it actually works out really nicely because support...
When we planned this, nobody was on strike.
They weren't.
We just had like an epiphany from God.
This would be great. Yeah, well, this is why it's great. So yeah, we're talking about podcasts for most of the rest of the year, actually.
Yep.
But support actors, support writers. Do not support the big studios that are fucking them over.
Yep.
We
what
support...
podcasts are we talking about, though, Danny?
The next one we're going to talk about is The Edge of Sleep.
I just got their book.
Yeah, that's one that you chose.
It is. Oh my God.
So it's one that I have to add to my list so I can listen to.
It's only 9 episodes.
Okay.
Like, very quick one. It's very good. Markiplier is a voice actor in it. Also, we might want to make sure that the podcast network that's a part of isn't a part of the strike situation,
Okay.
because they do a lot of like big names in their podcasts and things like that. One of their podcasts has Rami Malek in it. Like there's just stuff like that. I want to make sure
Okay.
that
We'll do that research, and if it is, then we will just go on to the next one in our list.
and that is
Dolls of Our Lives.
fuck.
That
God
one
damn it.
is the American Girl Doll podcast. And I have some thoughts for crafts there, but we'll talk about that off stream. And we'll come up with something. Do you have
Edge of Sleep.
anything for Edge of Sleep that we have planned already?
I don't think we've planned anything yet. Oh, Academy Award winner Remy Malik. Yes, he is in one called Blackout by that podcast network. They have a lot. They have a lot of really big names in their podcast, which is why I'm like,
We'll look into it. I've got the feeling that they're probably okay.
I think so too, but I want to make.
We want to make sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so eat a bag of dicks. As I'm looking at more things, I'm sorry. We're gonna look into that.
Something else. I'm like, what did I say?
No, nothing. I just reading things on her website.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we will we'll talk about that and we'll let you guys know. Keep an eye on the Discord. You'll find out what we're doing there. That's the Majestic Goose Network Discord.
We do have at least one more D&D type podcast coming up, at which point we'll work on finishing these, because
I'll start mine. Yes,
I'm not done.
Yeah,
this is going to be the one face of a D20.
Yes,
you can sort of see where the one is starting.
Yes,
it's just a lot of stitches.
I'm surprised, Danny, because you're normally like a whip dip done.
Cross stitch is slow for me. It is not a fast one for me. It's a thing to savor. That's why this one is only this far. Like
whip dip done.
No, that's just my knitting. I can knit quickly.
Mm-mm.
I don't stitch
everything you do
fast.
Everything you do, whip dip done.
Nope. Some of these I savor.
We'll talk about what craft we can do for Edge of Sleep. It's kind of dark. People die in it.
Okay.
Be warned.
Not a fall asleep to podcast. Gotcha.
Definitely not this one. Like straight up, don't. Like.
All right. Good to know.
Like, shit.
Okay.
I'm waiting for sleep hats for Hollow.
If we could do that. We could do sleep hats for all of our friends.
I would never wear it. I'm sorry.
Okay, fine. But yes, that will be August 29th. Does that work? That doesn't work. September 12th. Are you sure? That's what it says. Did I math wrong again?
You mathed wrong. That's next week, Danny. August 29th.
Oh, shit.
And then September 5th is the day after a holiday.
I got the whole calendar so wrong, you guys. I'm
driving back from Georgia on the 5th.
Okay, so today is August 22nd, not the 15th. So
yes.
That will mess up my plans. Oh, well, So we'll tell you when we're gonna do this again, because Daddy can't calendar.
Yeah, it's okay. I was like, wait a minute, that's next week. I mean, like, technically we could do next week, but then
I'd have 4 days in a row of stuff again. And it would be it would be bad. We won't do that. We'll figure this out and we'll get back to you guys. But the next thing we're planning to do is the Edge of Sleep. So this gives you all time to listen to the 9 episodes and see what you think of it.
Very good. Markiplier is amazing in it. I don't really know the other names that are in the podcast, but I need season 2. I need it.
Well, for now we'll have season 1 and we'll talk
about I'm mad. It's been years.
Oh. Well, we will be a spoiler-filled zone, so catch up on it before you join us.
Yep. Probably in like 4 weeks, guys.
We'll figure it out. It's still summer schedule, man. It's still
Yeah.
hot enough out to be summer schedule. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. Go check out those patterns and use the coupon code today or tomorrow so that you can get your 50% off, because we like our sales. And we very much appreciate the fantastic artist for supporting us in this.
She is awesome.
Aw, thanks, Greg.
Only for you, buddy. Wink.
And I think that is everything. Follow us on the socials below. We've got, I'm still going to call it Twitter. Fuck this X bullshit.
X.
We're at crafty_pretty, or on Instagram at that's pretty crafty. And we'll try to put stuff up. We're getting a little better about it. I'm trying. But summer schedule, man. Summer schedule.
Crits and Knits does better at putting their stuff up. We're just kind of
It's
there.
all me.
I know it is, Danny. You do too much. We got to talk about this.
Okay. Well, I guess we have to go because we have lots of things to talk about off stream. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you at some point when we put up the schedule.
Bye, guys. Bye.